Hello and welcome to another cue breakdown. Today we're looking at a classic dramedy with pizzicato strings. Don't forget, like and subscribe is always appreciated if this is your sort of thing. Let's listen to what we're going to play. Okay, let's go through what we've got here. So it started off with this piano track. So that eventually isn't used, but it's pretty much what the entire piece is based on. If you wanted to see how the thing was put together, the first hour of it, I did do that as a real-time composing video. I'll put a link in the description if you're interested how the first part came together, but then I finished it off later. Let's go top to bottom. So you can see there's quite a few string tracks here. Most of them are violins. So we've got pizzicato violins 1 and 2, and then we've got tremolo violin. So this is an interesting way of introducing a track, is instead of using a cymbal swell, just use a tremolo. There you go, that gets us into the track. And let's just hear, actually let's hear what the violin pizzicato is doing. So this is taking the melody to start with. It is backed up by violin 2, an octave lower. I've just realised, in fact, that track wasn't used. Okay, so we've seen these. And these tremolos that introduce it, yes, they are used in place of where you would traditionally have cymbals throughout the piece. So as a different section comes in, we've got those tremolo swells. Then we've got the bass line, which starts off just with the cello. And then to build some motion and depth, we add the bass as well. There is a slight variation here where we do a chromatic movement. And then it goes back to a sort of regular sort of bass pattern, and that's all there is to the strings, but it's a matter of layering them up, dropping them out and varying what they are doing actually, because later on that is different to the melody. And there they are an accompaniment because we have the xylophone doing the melody. And you will hear that now. So if we come down, let's do it in order. So the tuba only comes in for the second half, and that is basically accenting the bass line. And slightly off beat. Okay, then we have the xylophone. So this takes over the melody here. And you can see they're playing in octaves, which is a fairly typical way to voice xylophones. They come back in to do the end as well. Oh, actually, at the end, you notice they start off in this section just in one octave, and then they get doubled for that second half because we have more instruments covering that melody line at that point. So if you hear that here, so you've got those violins in there as well. And then obviously everything builds up as we normally do towards the end where everything comes back in. The Glock, I did originally have this near the beginning, but I thought I'd introduce it as an additional element towards the end instead. So a few little tinkles to start with to get people used to it, and then towards the end a bit more involved. The flutes, these were quite good fun. So they've got this part to introduce them, then they take the melody in this section, and that's the broken down part, and here they do a harmonic accompaniment. The trills are a bit like using the tremolo violins, and it's a good introduction just before they come in as well. So if you hear that in context, so we've introduced flutes now, and then we have their trills, and I popped one right on the end as well to finish off the track. And that's it for the melodic instruments. The rest is these four percussion elements. So we've got wood blocks starting off. So a little bit irregular. Keep the suspense going, and notice I've dropped them out at certain points and effectively replaced it with this castanet pattern as it moves along, and then towards the end, as you would expect, eventually all four are in at the end. They do feature all four of them there in that bar, but the last sort of two sections there, we also have the old cabassa doing a few little sweeps and a triangle. Which I have swapped out for another castanet. Okay, but that is incorrectly named. And there you go. That is how we built it up. All I've got in terms of leveling in the mastering is we've got the Logic Mastering Assistant on, and you can see I've gone through and I've balanced these different tracks. Yeah, it didn't do any automation there. And there you go. Bit of classic dramedy, pizzicato strings. Becoming less requested these days as they are replaced with different instruments like plucked guitars, mandolins, things like that. But pizzicato dramedy, it'll always have its place in production music. Right, if you found that useful, like and subscribe is always appreciated. I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.